Hello, FAAMA. I'm honored to speak with you on this, the 41st Annual Gathering of Eagles Convention. I thank FAAMA and all the FAA managers for the excellent work that you continue to do every day for this agency and for the flying public. While our numbers may be few, we all know that managers can have a tremendous effect on the direction and whether an industry succeeds or fails. Make no mistake, we are at an inflection point in aerospace evolution. We're on the verge of some drastic changes when it comes to automation and innovation. We've got to evolve and expand the aerospace ecosystem to smoothly welcome all kinds of new entrants: drones, advanced air mobility, commercial space, and new forms of mobility yet to come. Think about air taxis. Only a handful of years ago, the concept seemed like science fiction. But because of a perfect storm of technology, innovation, and sensible regulation, we will soon have a new route to the sky for the first generation of clean, electric advanced air mobility vehicles, likely as soon as 2024. It's up to us as managers to make sure we integrate these innovations into our national airspace system and to do it safely. Failure is not an option. It's also up to us to bring in a diverse new generation of aerospace professionals into the business to ensure the levels of safety the public has come to expect. We can't afford to have groupthink. There has to be a diversity of thought and opinion, and that means a workforce from a wide variety of backgrounds and experiences. Liz, I'm happy that you brought us a diversity of thought and opinion to FAAMA as the organization's first female president. And I wish you the best in future endeavors as you transition out of that role. FAAMA is more important than ever. That's because managers have a starring role through hiring, employee development, and mentoring. I wouldn't be where I am now without managers who saw my potential and mentors who often helped me simply by setting an example. Alan Joyce, CEO of Qantas Airways, was one such person, as was David Campbell. David began his career as a mechanic at American Airlines, eventually working his way into senior management. Later, he became the CEO of Horizon Airlines. Similarly, Peggy Sterling, a vice president of safety at American Airlines, joined American Airlines as a flight attendant and worked her way up. Steve Dixon would also become a mentor both outside and inside the FAA. Being a military officer and pilot in the Army taught me a great deal about values and leadership, and I brought all of that over to the civilian world as an airline pilot with American Airlines, and later as a senior manager. As a pilot, I got to experience the world, but I knew that in becoming a manager, I'd get to change the world. Part of my preparation throughout my career was to put my hand in the air as often as I could to volunteer for new challenges. Will Rogers had it right when he said, "You have to go out on a limb sometime because that's where the fruit is." I had a full second career in management when I put my hand up and took a senior safety management role at Qantas, half a world away, and then at WestJet in Canada. But eventually, the clarion call of public service rang out, and I came back to the government, first as head of AVS in January 2022, and a few short months later as the acting administrator. I came back because I wanted to give back to a nation that had given so much to me, and I wanted to give back in the most powerful way as a manager. With everything going on in this industry, there's never been a more important time for managers to step up, to raise our hands, and to help the FAA succeed. The future is bright, and it's fantastic, and we as managers are on the leading edge. So fasten your seatbelts. Thanks for listening, and have a great convention.